And yep, and I just went ahead and started mine too. So see what it looks like whenever we get done. So yeah, you said you've got questions pulled up, Bailey.
I do. In your groups, compare and contrast your team's sleep habits over the course of this pandemic.
I'll start. Honestly, I feel like my sleeping habits have been really good because I feel like there's a lot less randomness to my day. Like I wake up, I don't have anything to do but like a couple assignments for school, like some homework, stuff like that. And then nobody lives in Stillwater anymore and I'm still living here. Like I have like one friend left who lives here, so like I'm not doing anything outside. So like I just go to bed at the same time every day, wake up at the same time every day, and that's mine. So
What about you, Isaac?
Yeah, mine have also gotten a bit more standardized. I've been having to get up earlier every day rather than just like every other day. So yeah, I'd say as a whole, it's become a lot more standardized.
I think pretty much the same for me. It's a little like different depending on the day, but like I'm within an hour each night and morning waking up. So I think it's honestly a little bit easier just because I don't have like late night meetings for organizations or anything like that. So, but then like most of my meetings have actually gone online, so it hasn't changed a whole lot.
yeah.
Next question, are you getting more or less sleep? Which is a little bit like the last one.
I think I'm getting more, to be honest. I haven't really thought about it a ton, just because like it feels like it was so long ago. Whenever we were like going to school normally,
Yeah.
but I think it's safe to assume I'm getting more, to be honest. What about you, Isaac?
I'm getting less sleep because I used to on like every other day I'd basically be able to sleep in until like 1 p.m. But now I have to wake up
Mm,
at about 9 a.m. every day. So yeah, I'm getting a bit less sleep.
dang,
So
1 p.m.
hey hey
You
hey,
have like
it's
a dope
No,
schedule,
I've
man.
been there, dude. That was me my freshman year. I was literally sleeping till like 3 when I could.
oh no,
What?
I did that too. I almost overslept a 3:45 p.m. class once.
Dude, same.
I
Yeah,
was
that was.
at 7:30 my freshman year.
I would
Oh
still
no,
be
I
awake
had to
till
do
like
that
4
too.
my freshman year. I would be.
No, yeah, I was stupid.
Wow.
I was doing both. I would literally
What?
sleep in until 2:30, and then I'd wake up at 7:30 the next day. So yeah, this
Wow.
this semester I have classes at 9 a.m. and then the other days I have classes starting at 2:30. So I wake up at 8 a.m. or I wake up at 1 p.m. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah, it's kind of a bit more standardized.
God. What about you, Bailey?
Honestly, I'm getting a lot more sleep, which has been nice. This semester just had some, honestly, like some family emergencies come up. So I was getting anywhere from like 2 to 4 hours of sleep every night. There for the last, I think, month and a half of school. Um, so now that like things are kind of settling down and not having classes, I'm sleeping more, which is nice. But compared to like normal life, instead of like having crises, um, pretty much the same. So, how is your oh, is it affecting your thinking?
Not that I've noticed, but like I don't know. I feel like school as a whole is really different right now, and so like I don't really know how to compare. It's like apples to oranges, you know. Like I don't
Mm,
really know how to compare online class thinking to being in an actual lecture. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But I don't think it is, from what I can see.
Hmm.
What about you, Isaac?
Yeah, that's the thing is that it's hard to tell what's affected it from like the sleeping and what's affected it from like the overall change in environment. I'd say that overall my thinking's probably relatively the same. If not, it's maybe gotten a bit better just because I've standardized my sleeping schedule so much more. So
Even though you're getting less.
yeah, because it's like I'm getting less on average, but I'm getting more more days. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
More consistent.
Did you go to bed the same time every day?
Yeah.
Even if you're like an 8 p.m. or a 2 p.m.?
Yeah, I always went to sleep at like 3:30 to 4:30. So
Wow.
yeah, I was basically going between like 5 hours and then like 8 hours or something like that. I don't. Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy.
Your poor body. What about you, Bailey? Any difference in your thinking?
I kind of echo Isaac. Like, I feel like a lot of it is hard to tell, like, what is sleep, like, different because of sleep and what's different because, like, I'm back in my family culture instead of, like, the culture of college life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think there are definitely areas of, like, my thinking that I can tell a difference between, like, if I have a good night's sleep or if I have a bad night's sleep, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, the other day I had a nightmare that kept me, like, waking up throughout the night. And the whole next day I was trash for like school. I couldn't think about anything. So I'm sure it's like playing a part, but it's hard to determine like how much of it is like sleep's to blame and how much of it is just because I'm in a different environment and you know.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
For sure. Okay, so this last question, there are no spaces, so it might take me a second to read it.
Why'd you do it like that, Doctor?
If you are experiencing no changes in your sleep, have you applied aspects to your schedule to maintain consistency?
Very nice.
Taking Bailey's spotlight.
Darn right I am.
Hey, you showed me up.
You can't see it, but I'm dabbing and what's it called? That weird leg kick thingy, whatever. That I don't know. The kids are doing it nowadays.
The floss?
I feel old saying that. No, like that. What is it? Are you going? You trying to do like
the fist pump thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
That I'm doing those both simultaneously right now.
Are you standing or sitting?
I'm sitting. I'm joking.
Okay, cool.
No, yeah.
I can't say like your face is in a permanent smile.
Like, I'm surprised it put that up there.
Careful,
like in all my other groups, it just puts a black box there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This way they don't have to see me covered in like hay and all that stuff, and I'm fine with that. So it's just like, okay, maybe the webcam being broken isn't too bad, but now it's just like, oh god, that was literally my freshman year. I haven't shaved since then.
Of high school or college?
College.
Okay. It's hard to tell with the clean-shaven face.
I know it's weird.
You look like a young bachelor.
We should.
What's the question?
All right. If you are experiencing no changes in your sleep, have you applied aspects to your schedule to maintain consistency?
Oh no, that's a tough one. Have I applied aspects to my schedule? Honestly, I really haven't. I've kind of just been going to bed whenever I'm tired, which is usually around like 12, and then I wake up somewhere around 8 and 10. Yeah, I honestly can't think of any changes I've made to my lifestyle. What about y'all?
Yeah, in my case, I kind of like have to wake up now to like go do stuff. So, but it's I'm trying to make sure I'm like reading the question correctly with it. So, yeah. So I guess the best way to answer that is that since I've come back, I haven't really been experiencing any changes in my sleep because, I have ended up applying different aspects to my schedule to maintain consistency, albeit somewhat not under my control. There we go. I think that's an answer to that question.
That's beautifully spoken.
Very eloquent.
Exactly.
I will take the praise.
What about you, Bailey?
I guess in some ways, like, I don't know if it's any different than what I do at school necessarily. Sounds super like 5 years old, but I definitely have like an official bedtime that I shoot for. Because especially like
Out of
huh,
curiosity, what time is that? Just out of
11.
curiosity. Dang. Okay. Really? That's
Yeah.
hard to do.
Shoot.
Well, so when I'm at school, I have to wake up at 7 every morning. And so if I go to bed at 11, that gives me 8 full hours. So
Makes sense.
yeah, trying to be responsible. For me, this topic is really different. I actually have an autoimmune disease, and part of treatment is managing my like sleep schedule, my like diet, and like all of those things like play a huge role in treatment. So I have to have a regular amount of sleep, which is why go to bed at 11, wake up at 7. So for me, it's like yes, I definitely have those things in place, but I always have those things in place because I have to.
Okay.
So that'd be my answer.
I like it.
Thanks.
And
My life.
that, I guess we are done.
Is that it?